Hi, I'm Ken.
And I'm Melissa.
And while we are looking to travel the world more, we keep getting asked questions from our friends and family as to where are we going, what are we doing, why are we doing it. So we decided to make this video series to help answer those questions and also have people come along with us as we actually start moving the moving process.
So we've always talked about moving abroad. We love to travel, but being based in the United States, you're sort of limited as what you can easily travel. So we've always talked about moving abroad and being somewhere more centrally based so that we can travel easily from our home base.
One thing we did talk about, and actually Siri started looking at, is after retirement, just traveling the world, not really having a home, and just traveling with backpacks across the world. So much that we actually looked at a detailed itinerary for the first 6 months to a year as to where we would go, starting with Canada, going across Canada, then going into Europe and England and then the Schengen zone.
And that was a lot of work.
That was a lot of work. But then we decided as we got into it that really wasn't ideal for us for a variety of reasons. So we decided instead we want to actually move to one country and have that be our home base, and then we can spread out from there.
So then it comes down to what country. So we looked at, our first step was it would be easiest for us if it was a country that spoke English. So what are the countries that speak English? Well, we've got Canada, which we love. It's beautiful. We've been there, but it gets really, really cold, and we're not good with cold. Then we looked at Australia, which again, we also love Australia, but it's kind of distant, removed, and not easy to travel the world from there. And then there's England, which is difficult to get a visa for if you don't have family that's from there.
So one country we looked at that is anyone can move to, literally no limitations as far as we can tell, is Svalbard, Norway, which is archipelago north of Norway, which, fun fact, is the World Seed Repository. But one of the things that are a concern, it gets cold, and the residents there apparently don't lock their houses or their cars. Thinking, oh, they don't worry about crime. No, they're more worried about polar bears. So when polar bears come to town, anyone can just dive into any car or house to get away from them. So that very quickly decided that's not an option for us.
And it's also super cold.
And yeah.
So then what types of visas can we get to travel the world or to live somewhere around the world? We looked at golden visas, which is an option where you can invest in the economy, buy a home or some other sort of investment, or a digital nomad visa where you have to work while you're there, so you're actually working for a foreign company but living in their environment, or a retirement visa. So we looked at those three types of visas out there.
And then we wanted to look at location for a place that we want to go see more of. And the two main areas that we decided that we most want to explore that we really haven't done much of is Europe and Southeast Asia. So we were limiting to that. So for example, while we did talk about like a Costa Rica to move to, we decided that wasn't ideal because it's still a long way from Europe or Southeast Asia. So we eliminated that from the possibility and focused on those areas.
Right. So we came up with a short list of Spain, Portugal, and Thailand, ironically. Thailand is very easy to move to. It's inexpensive, but it seemed like it was going to be a little bit hot and also a little bit removed from where we wanted to first start exploring in Europe.
And then we look at Portugal. And Portugal is a good location from Europe, although a little farther than Spain, but still good. Neither of us speak Portuguese at all. So we actually did try to take some online classes with Portuguese. And while it sounds very similar to Spanish, the spelling is very different. So that was very concerning. And for people with bad knees, Portugal is hilly. At least Porto and Lisbon are the two main cities. So we didn't want to go to a place that we were going to have to climb up a lot of hills.
So then we came down to Spain. We had both studied Spain as children and sort of kept a little bit of that. So it was very much easier for us to pick up Spanish again. And so then we took a trip to Spain and sort of looked at all the different areas and just felt like that was the right place for us.
And then when we started looking more into the details for the visas for Spain, they did have the golden visa, although they have since removed that as an option. So they have what is called the non-lucrative visa, which is the one we're applying for, which means we're going to go there, we can support ourselves, and we're not going to have to work for 5 years.
Right.
Because at 5 years, then we can become permanent residents.
Right, you can't, on the non-lucrative visa, we absolutely cannot have any active income. You can have passive income where if you have rental properties or that sort, but you can't work for income, whether it be a Spanish company or a foreign company. So I guess that's our journey as to choosing Spain. And our next videos will be where we went from there, how we chose a city, and how we started the process, because it's a lot of paperwork to move abroad. It really is.
All right, thanks. Until next time.
Thank you.